When it comes to text in motion, the most common motion, of course, is moving text from here to there. A lot of people seem to think that that's really good. Well, it is, but there are other things you can do with text when it is in motion, or even using the properties of text to change its look. And that's going to be the purpose of this exercise. To get yourself started, open the motiontext.an file located in your Chapter 4 exercise folder. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this text here, Cruise Southampton. You can see it's just a text box. And we're going to do some different things with it during its motion across the screen. For instance, one of the things we can do is have the text sort of flip over. And you can do that simply by playing with the transform properties. So what I'm going to do here is add a scale Y transform property here, and I'm just going to change it to 0. And if I come across to the half-second mark, I can put it back to 100, press the return key to accept it, and if I scrub across, you can see as it moves across, it flips, and then I can actually put it back to minus 100, and you'll see that it comes across and it flips. Okay, I'm going to take that transition out, so I'm just going to select Scale Y, press the delete key. And I'm going to set the transform property on the y-axis back to 100. Other things that you can do, if this is a cruise, for instance, you might want to have the text do a wheelie. And that's when, drag racers start, the top of the car goes up and then down and off it goes. So let's do that. So I'm going to take this transform, I'm going to move it to about the half-second mark because I want to have the wheelie happen over half a second. I'm going to take the scale Y property out of here, don't need it. And let's do the wheelie. Now the wheelie is a rotate. Now if I rotate this text at the 0 point, you'll notice that it rotates off the center point. This is not good. But one thing we can do is change the origin point. I'm going to put this back to 0. And the origin point is right here. And I'm going to just simply add a keyframe, and then I'm just going to move the origin point to 0%. Press the return key, and you notice that the origin point moves back here. So now the rotation will happen here. So I can now put a rotate keyframe in, right there. I can come out a quarter second, rotate the text up, do that little wheelie, and then drop the text back down to the 0. And if I come back to the 0 point and press the spacebar, you can see we got a little bit of wheelie and it starts moving off. Other things that I can do with this, which I think is kind of fun, I can play with these properties down in here. For example, I can play with the skew, and I can skew it on the x-axis or on the y-axis to, again, just give it a little bit of a different animation. And what you're probably seeing is a common theme going through here, and that is playing with the properties is the way to go. So I'm going to select the rotate and transform origin point. I'm going to delete those two strips. And I'm going to give myself a keyframe, okay, skew x, and then I'm just going to skew it on the x-axis. Now you see that it sort of flattens out. And if I come across, say to where the animation starts, and put the skew value back to 0, we've sort of got this thing moving around in space. And the other cool thing you can do here is add a keyframe for rotate. And we can rotate the text on the axis. And now what we've got is a totally different look. So what I've shown you in this lesson is to just basically don't look at text as being text. Look at it as an object. And in Animate, every object has properties, and it is those properties that you play with that actually can be used to put text in motion.